In many cultures, empty space is seen as something unfinished. A blank wall is quickly decorated, a pause in conversation feels uncomfortable, and an empty page seems to demand words. But in Japanese culture, emptiness can hold silence, awaken emotion, and even suggest the unseen. In this video, we will explore the ideas that have shaped this unique way of seeing, and perhaps you will begin to see space differently too. To understand why space matters so deeply in Japan, we need to begin with an ancient idea, ku. In Buddhism, ku is often translated as emptiness. But this emptiness is not nihilistic. It is the understanding that all things are impermanent, interconnected, and without a fixed, independent self. In art and in life, empty space becomes a visual expression of this truth, not a void, but a reminder that everything exists in relation. Imagine a flower. It cannot bloom on its own. It depends on soil, sunlight, water, air, and even pollinators. Take away just one of these conditions, and the flower cannot exist. This simple truth is the foundation of ku. Shinto, Japan's native tradition, adds another layer. Rooted in animism, it sees divinity in everything, from mountains and rivers to trees, rocks, and even the spaces in between. An empty courtyard, a quiet forest clearing, or the threshold beneath a torii gate can all become places where the sacred is felt. And beyond religion, Japanese culture has long valued subtlety and indirectness. Silence in conversation, or a gesture left unfinished, can carry more weight than words themselves. Aesthetics like Ma and Yohaku reflect this sensibility, showing that what is left unsaid or unseen can be the most powerful of all. From this foundation, Japanese ways of seeing space emerged, shaping everything from daily life to art and design. Perhaps the most essential aesthetic of these is Ma. If ku is the philosophy of emptiness, then Ma is how that emptiness is experienced in daily life, as the interval, the pause, the space in between. We find Ma when we sense the vastness of the sky, not simply because it is blue, but because of the open space between the clouds. This space is not empty, it is what gives the sky its depth and vitality. We can also sense Ma in music, in the silence that gives shape to sound. Even in conversation, silence between words is not awkward. It is Ma, the space that allows listening, reflection, and respect. Ultimately, Ma is the art of perceiving the space between, the space that gives each thing its meaning. If Ma shows us how pauses and spaces give form to experience, Yohaku reveals the beauty of empty space. Yohaku is often compared to what we call negative space in English. They share a similar idea, but they are not quite the same. Negative space is usually treated as background, a supporting element for the main subject. Yohaku, however, celebrates the blankness itself, the margin left intentionally unfilled, where subject and space depend on each other for meaning. It grows out of the broader concept of Ma, but Yohaku treats empty space as a living element in its own right. While Ma can apply to both time and space, Yohaku is almost always visual, especially in art and design. Here, emptiness is not secondary, it is as important as the subject itself. One of the most striking expressions of Yohaku is the use of white. Japanese designer Kenya Hara describes white as carrying infinite potential. As he writes, white exists on the periphery of life. Bleached bones connect us to death, but the white of milk and eggs speaks to us of life. Seen this way, white in Japan is not merely an absence of color, but a space that invites openness and new possibilities. From a physical perspective, white reflects every color of light, yet to our eyes it often appears as nothing at all. This paradox makes white both a color and the absence of color, a presence that feels like emptiness. But this absence is not a void. It suggests a place where something is about to be born. Think of a blank sheet of paper. Its emptiness awakens the impulse to write, to draw, to create. It becomes a vessel that receives thought and leads us to the next step. Unlike Ma, which is about the interval or pause between, Yohaku highlights the beauty of blankness itself. It invites the viewer's imagination to complete what is not shown. In a culture that values subtlety, Yohaku teaches that what is absent can be just as expressive as what is present. A third way Japan approaches space is through Hikizan no Bigaku, the aesthetics of subtraction. Where Yohaku values leaving space unfilled, Hikizan no Bigaku is about actively removing what is unnecessary so that only what truly matters remains. It is designed by taking away rather than adding more. This approach can be seen in traditional Japanese architecture. A tea room is stripped of ornamentation so that the mind can focus on the experience of tea itself. The tokonoma, or alcove, holds just one scroll or a single flower arrangement, allowing it to speak with quiet strength. The same principle is found in Japanese gardens, especially in the dry landscape style. To express the vastness of the sea, water is not used. Instead, it is deliberately removed, and in its place sand and stones are arranged. Stones become islands, sand becomes waves, and the viewer's imagination is stirred even more strongly. By removing rather than adding, Japanese culture often invites us to look beyond appearances. It sees the visible world as something temporary, like a thin layer over a deeper reality. In this view, life itself is fleeting, a passing form rather than a permanent substance. This reflects a cultural value system that prizes spirituality over materiality. Rather than showing something directly, Japanese art often asks the viewer to see what is not there. To see what is present is natural. To see what is absent is refinement, playfulness, elegance, and culture itself. This is why attention is often given not to the surface, but to what lies behind, not to the obvious, but to the hidden depth. It urges us not to be trapped by what can be grasped with the five senses, but to sense the truth that lies beyond. Even in modern design, subtraction shapes Japan's global influence. From Muji's everyday objects to minimalist product design, the power often lies not in what is added but in what is left out. Muji's philosophy is one of emptiness and anti-branding, removing logos, decoration, and unnecessary features so that the product speaks through function and simplicity, quietly integrating into daily life. Unlike Yohaku, which highlights the beauty of blankness, Hikizan no Bigaku is about intentional reduction. It is the discipline of knowing what to remove, creating beauty through restraint. In a world that often celebrates abundance and excess, the aesthetics of subtraction remind us that simplicity can reveal depth, and that absence can be the strongest form of presence. Through Ku, Ma, Yohaku and Hikizan no Bigaku, we begin to see why space matters so deeply in Japan. In emptiness lie the greatest possibilities. A pause, a blank margin, or a deliberate subtraction is never meaningless. Each holds presence, energy, and potential. In a world that often fears emptiness and rushes to fill it, Japanese aesthetics show us that space itself can carry beauty and meaning. To leave something open is not to leave it unfinished. It is to invite imagination, to honor silence, and to create depth. Perhaps this is the quiet lesson. What is absent can be just as powerful as what is present. And in learning to see space differently, we may also learn to see life itself with new eyes. How do you experience space in your own life? Do you see emptiness as something missing or as something that holds meaning? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.